the final stretch. I am so ready to have this baby. It's crazy. I'm 38 weeks and 5 days today. I go in and get induced very, very soon. A lot of people are really, I don't want to say mad, but I guess feel some type of way that I won't share my induction date. That's just not something that I want to do. And I feel like the joy of me having my own channel and whatnot is for me to post what I want when I want. So I really don't care. And it's not even like strangers that's mad. It's family, but I'm just curious to why they want to know, in all honesty, because not that I need them, but what resources are you going to offer? Anyway, I have been in labor since Wednesday, probably Tuesday, but I'm going to say Wednesday for sure. So on Tuesday, what was that date? What was Tuesday's date? Let me go and see. The 14th, I went to my regular OB checkup or whatever. I ended up getting like my blood work done, and I got like my cervical check and everything, and I was 3 centimeters dilated. I did request for a membrane sweep, which, if people don't know what that is basically when they check you for dilation or whatever, they just literally like sweep their fingers around your cervix and the amniotic sac and like separate it or whatever, so it can start like contractions and make labor, like, you know, progress faster, supposedly. After that, I ended up coming home on Tuesday, and my allergies. After that, I ended up coming home on Tuesday, and I like did a little bit of organizing and stuff because we're getting a new refrigerator. So we were like making space where we wanted to put the refrigerator and all of that. So I like reorganized the pantry and the cabinets and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm gonna move around a little bit because I just got my membrane sweep. Hopefully it'll help me do something. Very well help do something. Contractions started. I reached out to my doula and she just was like, time them. If you could sleep through them, then perfect. But I'm like, it's crazy because I can sleep through my contractions all the way until it's time to push. So like, I don't know how it's going to be with this baby, but I know with at least my first two, I was sleeping through my contractions, and then I woke up and I felt maybe like 3 or 4 intense contractions that I couldn't like talk through or anything. And then it was literally time to push after that, and they were like back to back. So anyway, ended up going to sleep, taking a nap. The contractions were like very, very mild, and they were spaced out, so they weren't like too consistent and stuff like that. After sleeping, I ended up waking up the next morning, well, afternoon, Wednesday, and it was maybe like noon. I woke up and went to the bathroom after like finally like laying there debating on like, do I want to get up or not, because getting in and out the bed or just getting up and going to the bathroom in general is a challenge for me. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and used the bathroom, wiped myself. TMI, if you don't want to hear it, now is your time. Wiped myself, and then I saw my mucus plug intertwined with like some blood. So they always tell you, like, if you lose your mucus plug and there's like blood with it, come into the office. I did call the hospital to see if they wanted me to come in, and they were like, okay, we're gonna have the on-call labor and delivery doctor call you back. within the hour. So I'm like, okay, cool. Freaking out a little bit because it's baby number 4, and I'm like, within the hour, like anything can happen. So anyway, I started doing some more stuff around the house, started getting the kids together. My mom and my dad, they were like getting ready to make their way over and stuff like that, because we had already decided that we were just going to go ahead and go to the hospital anyway just to get checked and stuff. And my doula agreed. She just was like, yeah, go ahead, go get checked and see. So maybe like almost 8 o'clock, I realized I never got a call back from the doctor's office. And mind you, I'm still like contracting and stuff, but it's not bothering me because it's not like really strong, intense contractions, and they're not like really close together. So I called back, and the lady was like, oh, you should have been called back. You called earlier at like I don't even know what time I called, but it was like earlier, and it was hours later that I ended up calling them back. And I was looking like, lady, this is your job. Like, you said y'all was gonna call me back within the hour. Not me keep calling back, checking in with y'all. But anyway, I ended up talking to the labor and delivery doctor that was on call. She just was like, yeah, come in, get checked. All right, cool. Still like took like an hour for us to like leave to go to the hospital after that. Anyway, because I wanted to make sure like I ate something and whatnot, which I didn't even eat like nothing crazy. I literally had like a piece of chicken. But did that. We got to the hospital. We got checked in and everything. They put me on a monitor, checked my cervix. When she checked my cervix, I was 5 centimeters dilated. And then literally like that day before on Tuesday, I was 3 centimeters dilated. So I literally like had like a slight change or whatever within that short time period. So she just was like, okay, I mean, perfect. You're 4 centimeters dilated, and you're 50% thinned out. But the problem is the baby is up too high for us to be like, you're in like labor for us to keep you type labor. So I was irritated a little bit because I'm like, I feel the pressure, I feel the contractions. I don't want to like go home, have to like turn around, rush back, because it takes us like 40 minutes to get to the hospital. If it's traffic, it's like an hour. Like, so it's like, I don't want to rush back and then it's too late. And like, I'm in the back of somebody's car having baby. So I was like, okay, well, can you just come back at like 12 o'clock to check me? It was like, I was saying like, come back at like 12 a.m. to check me or whatever. Because at that point, it was probably like 10 o'clock. And she was like, yeah, so the problem is we can't really keep you in the room because somebody else might need the room. And I was literally calling bullshit because the floor was not even, it was like one other person on the floor for evaluation or whatever. But I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not like about to go back and forth. I'm not about to argue with her or whatever. So she just was like, we do have to like discharge you out the system or whatever, but if you want to come back, you can. So I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense because of like insurance reasons or maybe our policies or the system or whatever. No big deal. So we end up, my husband and we went downstairs and we just like hung around the lobby. I was walking like for hours. I was walking. I wasn't even too mad that we had to go down to the lobby or whatever, because it was more space for me to walk down there anyway, opposed to just back and forth in the hallway. For maybe like 2 hours I was walking, and then I ended up going back up, got readmitted, and they evaluated me again, and she just was like, yeah, so like you've had 2 strong contractions since you've been here, but it's not enough to you know, like put you in labor to where we can keep you. So at this point I'm getting frustrated and I'm like, bro, like, only because this baby has been so low. He has been like showing signs of being so ready, and then now is actually like, okay, you can safely come into the world. You are full term. Let's go, let's do this. And now it's like, oh, I'm gonna make you have contractions and you're gonna keep losing your mucus plug with blood, and you're gonna keep feeling like really, really uncomfortable and whatnot. But I'm gonna come when I want to. So she's just like, okay, well, you literally have your induction scheduled very, very soon. So just try to wait it out. And then I kept telling them, because they were like, well, you know, if you start having contractions, just time them and this, that, and the third. And I'm explaining to them, I'm like, I literally don't feel like, because they were telling me, like, come back if I feel contractions that I cannot bear. And I'm like, and it would be too late then. Like, I would literally have the baby on the way to the hospital. So I was like voicing my concern, whatever, like, I don't feel comfortable with going home, because then if I start having contractions that's uncomfortable to me or I can't bear them, then I know it's too late. And then I know that my body can progress like really, really fast. So went downstairs again, walked around for a couple more hours, went back up, got evaluated again, and it was like the same thing. So I'm like, all right, whatever. At this point, it was like maybe like 3:30 in the morning or whatever. And I just was like, all right, I'm gonna just go home. I'm gonna go home, get a little bit of rest. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna like exercise and stuff like that. So that's what I did. We ended up going home. My husband got some sleep because he was tired, and none of those chairs are comfortable. And I ended up getting some sleep, and then I took like a shower. Well, I took a bath first, and then every time I take a bath, I take a shower. So it was like I took a bath, I was in the tub for like maybe like 45 minutes, and then I took like a 15-20 minute shower or whatever. And then I started doing exercises like on my yoga ball. I did the mile circuit, and I was just moving around. I ended up going out to the store with my mom to get like some walking around. I'm like, maybe I can catch some of these bumps, because we know the city of Philadelphia is potholes and bumps and all types of stuff. So the whole time I'm like really, really uncomfortable having contractions, but I'm like, okay, it's still not strong enough and they're not close enough or whatever. But ended up going back to the hospital later on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or was it Thursday? But I don't know. Oh, ended up going back to the hospital, and they checked me again, and she was basically like saying the same thing or whatever. So it wasn't Wednesday, it was Thursday. I don't know why I'm getting my days mixed up. Went back Thursday. It was like Thursday evening. I went back. I was like, I want a different doctor to like check me, so let me just go back or whatever. Cause like, I don't know, I had a vibe that like this doctor, she just was like, you know. But it's funny because so I went, got checked, and the different doctor, she said basically like the same thing. The only couple concerns that they had while I was there was they were like, your pulse is high, and I was like, yeah, because I'm literally in pain. Like, my pain won't show through like my body language. My pain will show through my vitals. So like my pressure will be high, or my pulse will be high, or I'll have like a temperature or something like that that's high. So she just was like, okay, we're going to monitor your pulse, and we also want you to drink like this juice so we could get baby more active and like see him on a monitor and make sure he's fine or whatever. So everything ended up being fine. Pulse is fine, baby is fine. He was moving around just fine. He probably was just sleeping. And so they ended up sending me home. But what I liked about this doctor is that I like doctors that don't sugarcoat stuff, right? And she just was like we can't induce you because you're not exactly 39 weeks. You're 38 weeks and some days. So like you would literally have to be 39 weeks for us to medically like induce you, to give you like Pitocin to actually speed up your contractions and make them stronger for your body to actually like do what it need to do. She was like, because if we were to induce you now, like we would get in trouble. And then I'm like, okay, understandable. So why didn't the other doctor tell me that? Anyway, shift change happened. The other doctor ended up coming in, and she just was like, oh, you're back, and this and the third. And she was like, I see that nothing like really changed and stuff like that, but she just was like, let's go do an ultrasound so we can check and see how much fluid or whatever. And then she ended up saying like the fluid and everything looks good. And then she just was like, oh, you're getting induced such and such day. She was like, oh, I'll be here. I normally have those days off, but I'll be here. And I'm like, she's really nice though. She is. So it's no heat. So yeah, got sent home, and now I've just decided that I'm going to like lay down and sleep until it's time to be induced. I'm literally gonna lay down, eat, sleep, and use the bathroom. That's all I'm doing, because I probably will get on like my yoga ball and stuff, just so it'll be easier for me when I am actually like in labor, in active labor. But I literally just took like a shower, and I'm feeling like so much like pressure. It's so uncomfortable, but it's just a wait and see if he's gonna try to come on his own, which now I'm like, don't even like, just wait, just stay put until it's time for me to be induced. Like, you ain't even got that much longer. We literally have like a couple of days. Like, it's happening this week, so chill out. That's really it. Like, I just wanted to give like a little recap of what was going on and stuff. And now Nicole is waking up. Are you waking up, Mama? If anything, I thought that them hallways was gonna put me in labor. Like, the way that those hallways are so long. But no, did not, in fact. And they're like, well, do this and do that, and you know, the quickest way to get the baby out is the same way you got the baby in. And I'm like, this is very well true, but do y'all know how uncomfortable I am down there? Like, typically pelvic exams don't faze me at all, but like, it's not excruciating pain, but it's like a, let me breathe through this, because if not, somebody's going to get kicked type of pain. So it's like, how am I finna do anything to get him out? And then they're like, oh, sperm, you know, it softens the cervix and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, this is my fourth baby. I know all of this. I'm just too uncomfortable to do anything. Like, I'm going to be in excruciating pain. And they're like, well, you can do this to stimulate so you can have, you know, the love hormone. And I'm like, if I literally try to have sex right now, it would not be no love hormone. It would be pain. I would be like, ow. So what good is that really going to do? I don't know. It's not. Like nipple stimulation. I just got my hand pump, and I did, because I do want to collect colostrum anyway. So I did try to start pumping last night, and that did bring on some contractions. But I don't want to like consistently do it, because now I'm like, just wait until it's time for me to be induced, because I don't want to rush back to the hospital and then they send me home again. And then I'm really going to be irritated, because now you're playing with my time. You're playing with my time. Not that I have anything else to do, but you're playing with my time. You're playing with money, because we don't have a car, so we either have to get somebody to drop us off, which is that somebody is my dad, which I don't think that he really cares, but that's not the point. With him getting off work and then having to like take us to the hospital, I feel like that's a lot. But yeah, and then if he can't drop us off or pick us up, then like we're paying for like a Lyft or an Uber, and they be taxing. Now the good thing about the hospital and my insurance is that they have this program but it only works if you're at the hospital. So like I would have to get a ride to the hospital. But then they have like this taxi service or whatever that gives you a ride back home, and it's free. So they have like a little taxi voucher and stuff like that. And I've been trying to take advantage of all my little free services, because why not? Everything is so expensive nowadays. So I'm like, give it here, please, thank you, and won't even think twice about it. Like, I'm not ashamed to ask for it. I'm not ashamed to be like, y'all got this program or that program. Like, if it's gonna save me money, I'm not ashamed. But yeah, I really think that's it. I've been trying to hydrate. I'm over here literally peeling my lip right now. They peeling because I'm dehydrated. I've been trying to drink water. It's literally like every sip I take, I am running to the bathroom. But I've been trying to drink water. I probably need to drink more water. I did order some cranberry juice, raspberry leaf tea, and I think I got pineapple juice too, so I can make my little concoction or whatever. And all that really does is just softens your cervix, so it's easier for the baby to like come down. I think some people said it helped, but like not tearing. But I don't really have a problem with tearing to begin with, because I didn't tear with my last 3. But once again, this baby is a mystery, and there's no telling what he's going to do. So yeah, I'm praying for the best, because if he make me tear, it's going to be a problem. I was going back and forth on if I wanted to strictly breastfeed or if I wanted to supplement with formula too, and I still don't know 100%. There's like a lot of stuff going on with formulas, and I'm low-key scared. And my kids typically don't react well on formula. So with my oldest, with Skylar, she was on Enfamil and she was breastfed. She only had Enfamil for maybe like the first 2 months, and then I just strictly started breastfeeding once I got like my milk supply up and I was able to like feed her on demand and pumped a whole lot of milk, because I was working then too. With my son Uriah, he was breastfed for like the first, it wasn't even like a full month, and he didn't want it anymore, so he had no choice but to go on formula. And I started him on Enfamil. Didn't take well on it. He was like throwing up and stuff like that, so I ended up switching it to Similac Sensitive. And this is when I was getting WIC, and they were like, they wasn't gonna give Enfamil on WIC anyway, but he didn't react well to it. And then they were like, well, we can give you the Similac Sensitive, I think, or something like that. Ended up getting that, and he was still throwing up. Took him to the doctors, ended up finding out that he had really bad acid reflux, so he had to take medicine for that. But then he still like was like agitated with the formula, and I switched it like so many times. So once he was like 8 or 9 months, I was like, he's eating food at this point. It is what it is. Like, I'm gonna just stop giving him this formula as often or whatever, and I'm gonna just give him like regular milk, like stuff like that. And it worked out perfectly fine. And then with my third, which is my youngest, Nicole, she was breastfed and I supplemented with Enfamil. She started throwing up like the excesses. I want to say maybe like she was on Enfamil for about like the first month, and she had like breast milk and Enfamil. Every time she would get breast milk, she'd be fine. As soon as she would get the Enfamil, she would like literally like throw up like the excesses. Like it would just come out, like just pour out. So that scared me, because she was like literally laying in the bed flat on her stomach, and then it just coming out her mouth and her nose and everything. So I just was like, yeah, nah, hell no. And stopped that and just was breastfeeding her. So I'm literally stuck between like a rock and a hard place. I think that the only thing that I can do is just probably try it and see what happens. And if he ends up like having a bad reaction to it or being sick from it, then I'm gonna just stop and just breastfeed him. But the goal is I want to be able to breastfeed on demand and have like a good pumping supply. So once I like actually get on that schedule and my milk like fully come in and stuff like that, then I'll be cool with breastfeeding 100%. But I don't want him to be dependent on me feeding him directly from my breast 24/7, because that's what happened with the last baby. And she didn't want to take a bottle or a sippy cup or anything when it was time. So, and which was funny, she was having a bottle like more often the first 3 months of her life, because I wanted to give like her dad and her grandmom and stuff like the opportunity to be able to bottle feed her. And then she just one day did not want to take the bottle like whatsoever. So we had like all of these bottles, different brands. She also didn't want to take a pacifier either. So I want this baby on a pacifier. I don't mind having pacified kids. Here I am. Now I'm having a contraction. But I don't mind having kids with pacifiers. So we'll see. I think that it'll just all be up to him once he's actually born. And I'm trying to see how I'm gonna like record, because I want to record while I'm in labor, and I also want to record the actual birth. My husband and my doula would be there, so my doula will possibly record for me. I definitely do have to ask, like, you know, the nurses and stuff, because I originally asked the hospital and they just was like, well, just ask who's ever on shift, and they might be cool with it. And I'm like, I don't want to record their faces. I could care less about their faces. Like, I can either blur their faces out or just not record them whatsoever. But my main thing is I definitely want to record me, so it would be nobody's face. It would be my vajayjay. So I don't see why that would be a problem. So we'll see when that time comes. Hopefully they be like, yeah, because they are typically like pretty cool on a labor and delivery floor. I haven't had like any bad experience with any of my births, and I had all 3 kids there, so I haven't had any bad experiences or anything. So we'll see. Hopefully. Nowadays people don't really care, because they know like social media is like a whole big thing, and people like record their lives and this, that, and the third. And some people just say, don't get my face. Most doctors have masks on anyways, and if you have one name tag, then obviously I could blur out your name tag. So I don't see why it should be a problem. But I do know if I make it until my induction date, I'm literally gonna make sure that I eat before I go. I will be up at like 5 o'clock in the morning eating a whole big meal. I don't care. I make sure I eat before I go, because even if I don't be hungry, I know as soon as they be like, okay, you can't eat anything, I'm gonna be pissed off. So yeah, but that's really it. Thank you for sitting through this video and watching it and listening to me ramble. There will definitely be more updates and whatnot, probably mostly shorts, if I can't do like a full video and stuff like that, just because of everything that's going on and I want to like update it in real time. So yeah, I wanted to go live, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed.